Yes, making a note to S1012b. It is an evolution of God. The author of that book is something Wright. What's his name? Robert Wright. The Evolution of God. He traces how our view of God has developed down the ages. I mean, a fascinating contribution. And I suppose I've realised that my personal view of God is a development through my personal aging. From secularism, humanism to Christianity to an individualism, for want of a better word. Personalism, I think, would be better. Again, an evolution, you see. And coming back on Robert Wright's view, our perception, he's not really saying God has evolved. Our perception of God evolves with our evolution, our development through time. And our view of God, albeit multiplicity of views according to the multiplicity of values that our societies and so on have. And its religion embodies in some sense what those values are supposed to be, historically speaking. It's as nebulous as that in a way, and yet as foundational as that. You see God as ever creating. It's what life is. It's not just some external playing with objects and creating in that way, but the recreating of ourself. I've spoken of it, haven't I, in terms of the narrow self becoming broader rather than the destruction of self in the view of the Buddhist teachings that are now extant. But rather an expansion of self to embrace others, where we love others as ourselves. I might say that in error more than ourselves, and in great error in loving others more than we love God, for it leads us astray and causes us great harm. Can do. Whereas we don't have the notion of being led astray and harmed by loving our God, only coming to some realization that we're now clearer on what our God is to us. Should I say who our God is to us? And that is the great contribution, as I see it, of the ministry of Jesus in the story, that he came to tell us that God was not fearful and distant, but close and personal, loving and kind. Loves you. A very human God. And I've taken it further and said he has needs. Don't dismiss him as some being that's apart, that has no needs. No, he's like you. Very like you. He has needs. Longs to be appreciated. Loves creating. Loves loving. Simply wonderful person. Of persons. Of persons. Love you, Dad. Thank you, Dad. Perhaps I should add too that, there's an attempt by mankind with anything new that's going to be added to hide that it's an addition. It's a completely new revelation. It's pure, it's from God, it's not from man. And so they busily destroy all the past records of everything else to try and obliterate what the roots were. They're worried that it's something like Paul's conception that he thinks is good, which is that we're grafted in. We're made right by disattaching ourselves from the world and attaching ourselves to something godly. That God is the root. But then religion comes along and wants to obliterate all view of the past. That we are grafted on to the past. Or that, Paul is actually wrong anyway. It's not a grafting. It's a rebirthing, the Jesus type view. It's born again. It's not that I'm a slave adopted by Caesar and he becomes the next Caesar. I'm treated as a son, but really I'm adopted. It's that two people come together, you and God, and the result is a new person. A new person, born again, you see, a new self. Yes, the adults are you, as you are now, and God, which makes you as you are now. A new person, a new creation. I'm a new creation. I'm a brand new man. Old things have passed away. I've been born again. More than a conqueror, that's what I am. I'm a new creation. I'm a brand new man. That's almost a children's type song, but it says it in quite a sort of sweet way. I'm a new creation. I'm a brand new man. Old things have passed away. I've been born again. More than a conqueror, that's what I am. I'm a new creation. I'm a brand new man. It crosses my mind that modern science tries not to make the mistake of obliterating the roots. It gives a very detailed reference section as to what the roots are presented as being. The only trouble is that the bibliography is so extensive nobody reads it. I mean, you couldn't possibly read it all anyway. It's just ridiculous. The bibliography you're supposed to read for some of these university courses. Don't touch it. Don't go near it. It's lethal. I mean, you have to, when it says critically evaluate so-and-so's view of such and such, well, you've got to look at what his view is, but don't read all the bibliography there. That's madness. Concentrate on the lecturers. That's the only thing the lecturer really knows. And that's what he's going to ask you about. And if you can't tell him what he knows, well, he's not going to give you good marks. There's no point in being creative about it. You can be creative after you've got the qualification and probably be flung out of the profession because of your creativity. But but while you're trying to get into the profession, a degree simply shows that you have studied the state of the art or the science to date and have some recollection of key points in it. It's not to find the creative genius. It rewards the guy who slogs through and memorizes certain things for the exam, so to speak. Let me reread this a minute, re-listen to this a minute. Hang on. Yeah, I want to pick up on that. On this pause thing, actually, I die daily. And I'm reborn continuously into someone from myself and my view of God. And that changes with experience. And so I change again. And if, as I trust that I'm devoted to God with all heart, soul, mind and strength, then this changes from glory into glory. How does that song go? As we cast our crowns before Thee, lost in wonder, love and grace. You and I will sing our testimonies, our histories, not even our historicities, but we can check the Akashic record. We will sing our testimony eternally, in a sense, in heaven. I'm speaking metaphorically, spiritually, whatever you like to call it. I don't mean I'm up there in white playing on a harp. And it'd be rather nice to be able to play a harp. It's a fantastic sound, isn't it? Yeah, that's got nothing to do with now, hang on. Actually it has, hasn't it? Your individuality is this testimony that you're writing at the minute. In fact, should I say you're dictating at the minute and recording at the minute in the Akashic record, day in, day out, moment by moment, of how you came to be in heaven. Eternally to the glory of God.